答えは常に塔の上にある。
間に合う。間に合ったな。アリーナに売店ぐらいあるよな。
After school.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the podcast. More webtoons this week. A lot of stuff to talk about, man. So let's go right off the bat with Tower of God, chapters 77 through 78. And, you know, it was with these chapters where I realized, oh, we still have a long way to go. That first half of 77, getting the backstory of characters, that made me think like, oh man, there's too much lore in the world to get through.
Oh, yeah.
There's just too much, man.
It's great.
And it's like, oh, we need a few chapters just to go through info we need to even get to the next part of what's going on.
Yeah, we're in the middle of a war. I don't know if you guys remember.
Well, it's an invasion, right?
Yeah.
Into this. Remember, we're supposed to break through these walls to get Bam's teacher, Hansung. I started reading, I was like, the first half, I'm like, I don't know if this is necessary because we already have an idea of Yasuracha's character. And just seeing, I guess it was for more of Kendrick as he dies in this chapter. I thought that stuff was fine. I mean, it was cool to see Hots finally do something with that sword. And then we got some background about the sword itself, too. I guess after this arc, right, maybe there'll be a time skip after this. We'll see them older, and Hots can master that sword. That'd be nice.
Yeah, these side characters, for sure, they gotta have something. And that sword, again, is proven to be, like, a big, I guess, handicap for Hots. I'm still trying to figure out what Shibisu's gonna do, but...
No, he's just there to chill, man. Like, he's a scout, right? That's what he is?
Who's trained in the deadly arts.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's an Usopp thing, like, if that's real, but, yeah.
Well, Levero trained him, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's gotta have some... He's gotta have... Yeah, okay, that's good. Alright, there you go. I was about to say, he's gotta have some kind of hockey. He basically got Rayleigh to fucking...
Well, I feel like he'd be more tricks than anything, right?
Look, you have to remember, every test for the floor is an individual test. So in his own right, he's kind of power. Okay, for the most part, yeah.
Early on, yeah, but as soon as they brought at the end of season 1, it was all about team-based stuff. Like that's what the beginning of season 2 was about. Was Bam disguised as Jovial Grace didn't want to interact with people, but like, no, you need a team to move forward, or you're stuck on this floor. And it's pretty much been like that the whole time.
Now, the only thing I'm going to give to you is just remember that for season 2 specifically, most of it was on the Hell Train.
No, I'm talking about before the Hell Train. Because like, if it was individual, then Rachel would have been stuck on the first floor. She wouldn't be able to move because she was handicapped. That was the whole point of Kun bringing everyone together to say like, hey, we're going to take the test as a team so that way Rachel can go up, because that's what Bam would have wanted.
Rachel's a little bitch.
She is, yeah.
Yeah.
Irredeemable. Yeah. I really like the other stuff that we got in these 2 chapters with Bam and the new waifu whose name is Arya. And her backstory was interesting as well. And it mainly pertains to the person that's keeping her alive, essentially. We didn't get a name drop, but it's somebody who works under Yasuracha, who can break the rules of the tower, which I found interesting because technically they're on Jihad's side, right, as part of the army. And I'm pretty sure Jihad is not okay with somebody being able to bend the rules while he's in charge.
He's kind of a brat like that. You know, from the jump, we kind of figured that he has, like, this kind of egotistical, like, bossiness to him. Like, he's the kind of person that has to feel like he's, powerful, or at least like being fixated on as like a focal point of prowess, of exceptionality. He kind of likes to revel in the fact that he comes from like such a noble standpoint, and that his power is pure. What is it from his family? He's the cat tree, right? The cat anima. So I don't know if he is from the main line of his family, because I think the backstory for the animas was that none of the animas are actually the direct house for the Lopoi Bai. I don't remember how to say that name. So yeah, I don't think that any anima is under the direct house.
See, it just shows. It goes to show you that there's still a lot of lore that's left to be uncovered, even after like. There's gonna be a lot of lore to answer for when like there's already enough lore to answer for already. You know what I mean? Like he's just gonna add on more stuff.
I mean, remember he posts on his blogs, or at least he used to, and like all that stuff was in there. That never popped up in the webtoon. That shows up in the wiki. Like we know the names of all the weapons from the month series, and that's just through the vlogs. It's like, oh,
How many people actually read the vlogs if they're reading Tower of God though?
the very hardcore fans for sure. They know a lot of stuff. Like whenever I check the server or whenever I go to the subreddit, they talk about stuff, and I'm like,
yeah.
oh, you guys are writing
Jesus.
paragraphs, and I could barely keep up.
Right?
Yeah,
They're the ones who read it 3 times. Dude.
yeah.
Four
Yeah.
times.
Oh, another hiatus.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just start over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the move.
Yeah, you always gotta reread.
Yeah.
You gotta pick up on everything that you missed. You gotta do it again and again and again and again. That's why I gotta reread One Piece, but that's just gonna take me like months.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Always got every few years. I got to reread it, man.
Nobody's gonna see it coming, but that guy in the green afro, the one that was locked in that chest, the one that Luffy wanted for his crew, he's gonna come back, man. Watch.
He was.
Not last time
Who
we
was
saw
he
him.
hanging out with? He was hanging out with Buggy. That's the last time we saw him.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he joined the buggy.
No,
Was
no,
that after
no,
2 years?
because Buggy got launched to his island when Luffy attacked him.
Yeah.
Or no, he got stranded there when Buggy was trying to make a boat or something. It was like the chapter arcs when those were popping up early on.
I think that's when
cover arcs.
Luffy launched him with bazooka, like the first time they met him.
Yeah.
He just landed in that island.
That was Cape Naval, right? Where they met Nami.
Mm.
No, not where they met Nami. Before Nami. Cape Naval was.
No, it'd be after Nami because Nami was with Luffy when he met the Green Afro guy.
Yeah. That was with when what was it? Elvira or whatever found that fucking
Alvida.
fruit. Oh,
Yeah.
Alvida. Yeah, I remember now. It was the cape where they executed Roger.
No,
That was-
no.
No,
Logia.
Logetown.
That's Logue Town,
Town.
but the chapter arcs were before they even got there.
Yeah. Yep. Time to reread.
It is.
Yep.
Do it in color.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're last I checked, they were at Big Mom's place.
That was like a year and a half
That's
ago,
nice.
2 years ago. They should at least be like past that arc, like the Zoa Revisited and then Wano, at least the beginning.
Well,
of Wano.
it's only like every few months a new volume drops for the colors. I like these chapters with Bam mainly, with what he was doing. It's still absurd how strong he is, but the interactions that he had between White and Arya were nice.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting his black hole sphere to start breaking the spell on her, and she was like, oh, this is going to be great. And that's when it clicked into me. I'm like, oh, yeah, this is one of the reasons why Bam just gets all these teammates out of nowhere, right? Like, they just keep being drawn to him because he offers things that the Tower or whatever faction they're from normally don't. Thought that was cool. We'll probably get more info about that whenever Arya tries to... Well, if she even survives, because White's here to get hard. Let's just say.
For sure. She's bringing some stuff. Like, if there might be... See, like I said, there's more lore. She might have a whole nother backstory.
Yeah, aside from the one we got already, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not complaining. That's a lot of content, but I just hope he doesn't forget. Hope nothing gets retconned.
Yeah, I hope so. And also, again, like her outfit's pretty fresh.
Yeah, dude, a lot of cleavage.
That too, yeah. Design-wise, though, yeah, I think it's really nice.
Yeah.
The boy White looking scary, dude. That's got me excited for next chapter.
It's a time coming, too. I hope they don't disappoint.
Yeah, I hope not.
Because it's been like pretty much almost sexual tension like between at least White and Bam.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, because this guy is like, I'm gonna fucking eat you, and I'm like, whoa, man, there are deviant artists out here that read this, bro. Like, come on.
I mean, let's just say, I think I told you earlier, Gerry, all the Kun Bam fans might be getting pissed off coming up. Just saying.
Yeah.
You know, I do kind of see where you're going with that because he wants to get fattened up.
Yep.
He wants to make sure he's all warmed up for his belly.
Yep.
Oh.
But also, we found out in this chapter with White is that he also wants to see how Bam becomes once he gets a taste of that power.
Like, will he get drunk or will he just like?
Yeah,
He wants him to just get like.
He wants him
blasted
to be
with
like
power.
himself, because that's what he said, right?
Yeah.
White's like, oh, Bam is basically just me. Like, just greedy, hungry for power.
No, he had the potential to be like him, just without the whole like demonic thing. You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And basically, in his own right, Bam has the same power as the demon that grant White those powers to begin with.
I guess that also plays into the fact that Bam he has no limits, right? Because he doesn't need to make contracts with the administrator, so he could just keep absorbing, gaining more power.
I think White is going to try and absorb Bam, like he's going to stab him with the sword or whatever, but it's going to backfire because Bam is a black hole. So I think what's going to happen is Bam is actually going to steal White's powers, and he's going to steal the other kids because he has that ability where for some reason he can just break spells and curses. So I also think that applies to the demon contract.
I can see that. That could go a lot of ways.
White made a contract with a demon?
You don't remember? That's the whole reason why when they all fuse together, they only fuse with Joaquin. They don't fuse with.
Oh, you're talking
any
about
of the other
that?
kids.
Okay, yeah.
Shit was nuts. See, like that too. That's like fucking 3 arcs in one place.
Rereading through the Hell Train, I did pick up that they like to blend and merge a lot of exposition and continuity with like things that they talked about that still haven't surfaced. Like a feeling of, I want to say almost deja vu. So when the time it like finally presents itself in the series, like you can finally put a face to those things. You're kind of like, oh, like I've heard so much about you up to this point. It feels like I've already known you.
Like when Uruk Razino came out.
Yeah, you know, like we talked about Uruk so many times. We talked about.
We never even saw him fight, and he's like, dude, he's such a badass.
Yeah, stuff like Wolfgang. I don't even know how to say the
Wolhai
Wolfgang.
Song,
Wolfgang.
yeah.
Wolhai
Yeah,
Song,
which
yeah.
is where the sword that Hats uses.
Yeah, that's where they made it, huh?
Well, that's where Leroy got it, at least.
So if I remember correctly, I believe Wolhai Song's base is floor 70 or 77.
It's 77.
They're on floor 51 and 50 or 52, I forget.
They're in the 50s now, yeah, so we're close.
Yeah, so now we're finally
close.
there. But now, correct me if I'm wrong, but shouldn't Hats and everybody else, like, they're already presumed to be passing all of those floors. They've already passed the test to all of those floors because they've already been there.
Hats, Shibisu, and everybody else on that team that split, they're C rank. It was in season 2. They're like, oh yeah, they're like 10 floors ahead of us because they kept going while everyone else stopped and slowed down because of Rachel.
They were pretty much just coming back down on the floor just to help out. And
Yeah, they had to
catch up
come
with
back
everyone else.
down. Yeah, and the thing with Bam and I don't know about Kun and Rack. I'm pretty sure they're the same too. I don't know how SIU is gonna write them continuing forward because the way they got to this floor is through some like back alley stuff that Fug knows to get through the floors. So that way they didn't have to take the test, and that way it made it faster for them to go where they needed to go. According to the wiki, Bam is a C rank as well. Oh, maybe because he took that ranker test when he beat that ranker. Yeah, I guess that bumped him up, right?
I have to look back, but I remember specifically in that chapter, beating a ranker puts you at A.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's what I
let's
thought
see.
he was at.
Well, yeah, this is just according to the wiki. Yeah, Kun says C rank as well. I'm assuming Rack's the same.
Where's Rax right now?
He's with other characters.
He's in the war right now, right? He's not playing the game.
I don't think he's playing the game now. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I remember now because this is. I think I made this hypothesis earlier, but it's just like we have 3 elementals in the field right now. We have Ivankels, we have that Fug Elder, and then there's Rack. And Rack is a direct descendant, so it's not like he inherits a spirit. He just is an ancient.
That was
And
crazy.
I'm thinking that I know that we talked about this before, and you guys weren't really feeling this way, but like I have a feeling that Ivankel's probably not going to survive the entirety of the arc. Like once we get inside of
Past this wall.
What is it again? Like treasury? I don't know. It's like some sort of safe house or treasury or whatever.
It's like a vault.
It. Yeah, the vault. Thank you. So once they get in the vault, I have a feeling that there's going to be another spirit there, and that Rack is going to have to end up at least absorbing 1 or 2 or even all 3 of these things, and then becoming 3/5 of the way there because he's still missing. Well, as far as I know, he's rock. The other one is like earth or something like that, and then Ivanka was fire. So we're still missing what, wind and water.
Well, we'll see, because remember, Ivanka has her own plans that she hasn't really told anyone else, aside from, I think, 1 or 2 people.
No, she hasn't told anybody, but we have, remember...
Oh, no, she's with...
What is it?
The
Hong
sniper
Sung-yu?
knows, I think.
Hong Sung-yu?
That's why
Hong
she
Sung-yu?
kept her alive.
Yeah, and Han Sung-yu just kind of, like, went for the ride without kind of knowing what's up. So, but I honestly think that she's, like, trying to prepare herself for a suicide mission, whatever the hell she's trying to do, because it sounds like she can, like, barely manage to take care of it all on her own, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm excited to see how this fight's going to go down with White. I think he's just going to destroy Arya while Bam's trying to try to figure something out here. Wait, you were saying earlier, yeah, I think that would happen too, where Bam's going to attack him with the black hole sphere. It's going to fuck up White and like all the souls he just gathered recently as well, right? Like he's eating some rancors along the way. And man, you know, I gotta say, reading these chapters, I was like, man, no wonder SIU's burnt out, because this feels like a monthly series, not a weekly series, with the amount of dialogue and stuff being thrown in here. I was trying to think, like, well, how many pages would this be if this was in manga form?
Yeah, just imagining all the panels. I mean, I couldn't imagine anywhere between like 50 or 70. Like, I want to say that he has enough content here for it to be monthly manga.
So hope he doesn't get burnt out again, man. I don't want that to happen.
Well, that's what I'm thinking, man. It's like, yeah, like if he could slow it down to help health-wise, I'd be okay with that. Well, man, let's move on over to some freaking viral hit, dude. We're getting into some of that good, which is
Hell yeah.
chapters 67 through 71. And I think before I was trying to think of, okay, obviously Hoban's going to have to fight each member of XJ Company, right, before he fights Song Jun. But I was like, how are they just going to implement that into the series? And we got the answer, right? Here's a little tournament stuff going on here.
It's more like just, you know, like a straight up...
It's just 2 teams fighting each other. It feels weird, right? Because Viral Hit, the channel itself, is about calling out bullies and people that are doing fucked up stuff. And out of nowhere, it's like, oh, hey, there's a tournament here. The winner gets control of the channel. And it's like, it doesn't really make sense as far as Viral Hit stuff goes. Right? And that's what they brought up when it came to the new character we saw that does jujitsu, whose name is Jisuju.
Jujitsu.
Yeah. And it's just like, no, he's already been in that situation, and he kind of fixed that stuff. So I'm hoping this matchup with him and Hoban is more than just, oh shit, Hoban's doing jujitsu now, let's see where this goes. And actually, like, them bringing out some intel, and maybe bring in that girl that Jisoo probably raped, right? That's assumed?
I mean, sexually
assaulted.
Yeah. So it doesn't really imply that, like, there was penetration involved. Just that, you know, he could have ripped her gi off while he had her in that choke, right? He could have, like, tried to grope her.
I just think because the fact that they was never mentioned, like we saw the scene and then it cut to everyone's reactions of what he did, but we never actually heard what he did.
Yeah. Really vague at that point.
Yeah.
I would say of course, it's not mentioned. You only see it in the thumbnail of the video.
Yeah, but like, yeah, there's
So,
no
like,
explicit text. Even from like the comments and the reactions, articles and stuff, nobody explicitly mentioned what he did.
Just part of the dramatic effect.
Well, yeah, well,
I mean,
that's
how
why
it
I
is.
think it went to that type of degree. Because, you know, like Charlie's song Obsession with the Gentleman, right? He's just like, you have a boyfriend? What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah,
Like,
so,
what
yeah.
the fuck? Like, you're the one who made me like you first. I'm like, dude, that's so incel shit. That's so fucking bad to say.
At first I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, maybe something happened to this girl and that's why he's working with Song Jun. And it's like, oh no, he was just the person the whole time.
Yeah, he was a psycho from the jump.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. You know, like, find me something to do where I can just lay down and do it, and then, like, without hesitation, just snaps ankles, limbs, will put you in a wheelchair. Like, he has no remorse.
Nope.
Whatever kind of mental block. And I'm gonna say this now. I know his name is Jisuju, but that's JJ, so I'm just gonna call him Juju.
I mean, yeah, jujitsu.
So
Yeah, because he does
it's-
jujitsu. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, Juju has no remorse. You know what I mean? He's just got like that really psycho, like Dexter type shit. You know, where he's just gonna like do whatever he thinks do whatever he wants and do whatever he thinks, whatever he's gonna think, and it's all like justified.
Yep.
It's all righteous.
Yeah, which is interesting because I think with this character, what Park is trying to do with this guy is to say, oh, this is what Hoban could have done if he had real talent or if he discovered martial arts before the channel, right? Because not only do their character designs are similar, but also because they have similar backgrounds with the bullying.
You know what I'm not going to like, and I can see this being a trend? I'm thinking that there's going to be a lot more people that end up looking like Hoban.
Yeah.
We already have, like,
That's funny.
I can count already 3 different doppelgangers that literally look like Hoban. Juju, Viral Hook.
The one.
Yeah, the dude from Typhoon's
Yes.
Past, the one that passed
Yeah.
away.
Well, Viral Hook, though, I think he made himself look like that because he was trying to steal Viral Hit's fame.
I'm still gonna count it because it doesn't take away from the fact that he's a doppelganger. You know, the purpose was to look like him, and that's exactly what happened. So doppelganger.
I think that's different from what we have here with Jisoo and the person from Typhoon's Past, because those two characters specifically have something that resembles from Hoban. Whereas Viral Hook, he's like, oh, I'm just trying to do that. Like, nothing about my character specifically is about Hoban or anything similar to it.
I am looking forward to seeing what kind of outcome we're gonna get with the little smart kid from the other school, the one that Typhoon has.
Oh,
beef
Ewan.
with. I like that guy. I hope he joins what's his face's crew, Hoban's crew.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about it when they went to visit him at the hospital to tell him the info that Chang was the one that attacked his dad. So this is how we're going to do it. Hoban's going to get the people that weren't real assholes, but were in a situation that worked for Sungjun, right? And now they're going to be on his team so they could get revenge on him. That's Yeon here, and then Gail's brother that met Sungju over in Juvie.
Don't even leave Gail out of this because she has like that yandere feeling for Hoban, where she's like, "Why the fuck am I saving you?" And it's just like, God damn it.
I don't think she's going to help him fight.
You don't think she's gonna help him fight? But she already did that once. She already did it once.
Against
She masked
XJ
herself up
Company
and-
specifically, though, is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm legit thinking that she's gonna do the same thing when she went over to the beach. She's gonna mask herself up, and she's gonna get down. Like I don't think that just because she did it once doesn't mean she can't do it again. I mean, the whole point was just her hiding her identity and just trying to beat his ass. So why wouldn't that would make perfect sense to me for her to just do that like at any other?
I mean, I
point.
guess she does hate Songjun, right? Because he just wipes her channel. So there is that. I think that's what the brother's there for, because it's like, not only did you fuck me up, but you fucked both of us up, and nobody fucks up my sister.
I wouldn't say he doesn't like to fight, but his skills are behind the camera. So if anything, I think that him and Snapper are going to be like working hand in hand, and because of everything that he can do with the camera, I think that he's just going to be really invaluable to Snapper. You know, like they're going to have 2 angles or whatever the fuck. He's just somehow has like the golden ratio of fucking learning how to hold a camera. You know what I mean? Like I can see them, because the thing about Viral Hit is they're trying to make sure that you understand that these people, aside from their like legit, you know, ability to fight and are just really good at whatever kind of martial art, is that they're also like able to do other things, right? They have other interests, other hobbies, like whatever, and they really want to, you know, captivate and really like expand on those things as we go through this manga, because that's character development. You can't just always constantly be fighting. You know, we have to have something. So I just think that these might be paths that they go down, but who knows? Like, everything so far has been left field. We're usually really good about seeing how this is going to turn out, and recently it's been kind of like up in the air. And don't get me wrong, I love it. Like, this is exactly pretty much what we've been asking for this whole time, something new. You know, and I just think that it's all part of the fun, all part of the attraction for us to basically run through all of these different scenarios, because literally anything could happen, and any of it would, well, I'm not going to say any of it, but most of it is good.
I mean, I definitely like the fact that, you know, Hoban's freaking out, trying to figure out how he's going to get his mom out of this contract. And then here comes Taehoon and Rumi. They're like, oh, no, we already figured that out for you. They did it behind the scenes. And I think that's nice.
That was awesome.
That shakes things up with the series to where it's like, oh, wasn't expecting that kind of
Like
thing.
Rumi Typhoon team up. That's funny.
Yeah, and when I saw them, I'm like, oh, you know they're going to fuck, bro.
Stop.
Because I'm just saying, man, they both can get that kind of attitude. You know,
They actually, yeah.
like they'll just be yelling at each other, and the next thing you know, boom. Yeah, so that was nice, dude. I love how while they're fighting, it's like, oh no, let's get the starting match with Jisoo's younger brother Hyeksu, or however you pronounce that, with our boy Mangi. And it's just like, I looked, I'm like, oh, it's just two guys just being men doing arm wrestling and shit. Hell yeah. I hope we could cut back and forth to that, because I want to see what else is going on over there.
I want to see a complete rundown of all these matches going on.
Yeah, and man, Park, just the way he puts that subtle humor in these chapters too was fun. Like with Mangbi, when we see him getting ready, you just see the click when he puts his toupee on.
Yeah! It's like, what was that click?
Yeah, it's funny. And then, of course, having to put Hoban in those humorous positions where he's wearing the ballet outfit to do ballet, to practice jujitsu and stuff.
He's trying so hard.
I'm looking forward to seeing if he even knows any more jujitsu aside from this leg lock he has. Again, Park coming in just giving us the biggest stuff of just like, we go back to Moonsong, right, Bomi's friend that Hoban trains with, and they're just like, yo, he's doing all the moves our teacher teaches you. And it's just like, oh, really? I wonder why. Is it because Logan Gracie is actually the Chicken Man? I don't know. It could also like just get a whole 180 on this thing. I was just like, oh no, he knows, Logan Gracie also knows that stuff, but he's not the chicken guy. Just somebody completely different that pops up. Like I still feel like that could happen as well.
You know, I'm gonna be so mad if that really does happen. I mean, he kidnapped him. He just basically told him everything except for like just saying it flat out.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but if it turns out that you're right, I'm legit gonna be mad.
Yeah, he's like, it's like a fake out for that first one where he kidnapped him.
Yeah, and then that would be a big left field, right?
Yeah.
What would you say if I told you he has a twin brother? How do you feel about that?
Then I'd get mad. For what this guy is writing, dude, I mean, like, come on.
I wonder when we're gonna go back to trying to figure out or get any more info about this guy. You know, like I wonder if Hoban really is gonna tell everybody eventually.
I love that Hoban was like, dude, come on, you have to have one. Please have one. Please
Yeah,
have one.
that was
Just
great.
a video on how to fight jujitsu. That's great.
Does that mean that he skips videos or that he's watched every video?
He's looking through all the videos for, I guess, a jujitsu title or something.
It's pretty implied that he skips videos. He only watches the videos when he knows he has to fight a certain fighting style, and we never seen him train unless it's for a fight. So I don't think he watches every video because there's just so many on the channel.
I wonder if there's going to be a point. I'm thinking, like I said, there's so many ways I can think about it, and one of the things that I'm thinking about now is, what if Gaul is just like, you're not going to be able to find a video on this guy. Like it's either going to be Sung Hoon himself, or it's going to be like the beauty artist guy, or like I can only imagine one.
Honestly,
of those,
I feel like she knows already.
Yeah, she definitely knows. But what I'm saying is, he's going to go up against one of those two people, right? And it's going to be something that is not covered in a video. Like, a whole... It can be fucking... That one fucking thing from Lookism, for all I care. The one thing that...
Was Zhao Lung knows?
That Real Daniel knows. Sistema.
Shit.
The French one, right?
Yeah, so it can be something that's not even native to Korea, not even native to Asia. You know? So, like, Gaul can be like, okay...
But Jiu-Jitsu, that's from Brazil.
Okay, so, like, Gael would be like, alright... You know, like, you're not going to find a video on Sistema. I got to take you to him. We got to learn something new.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
nice.
I would say yes if, like, let's say the tattoo guy that does the cooking, if he uses, like, weapons or, like, tonfas or something.
He uses a knife.
I think a knife might be a little too much because they are going to be streaming it kind of thing, and, you know, that's a big no-no.
Yo, but what if he doesn't stream it?
Well,
Yeah.
If he fights him off on the side, then yeah, but that's... So far, every fight has to be streamed.
That's not climax, you're right.
Yeah.
He's going to make sure that he can do it in a closed environment. Like, he would never want to try to fight him out in the open. He wouldn't agree to that. He's like, no, you want to fight me? You got to come to my restaurant. And as soon as you get to my restaurant, I'm going to fucking jump you, take your camera away, and make sure that I can fucking take care of it.
We kind of already just saw that right now, though. Hoban could have thrown hands, but he didn't get a chance to because he got caught. The story's literally telling us, slow down, kid. Let's wait for the real fight to happen.
It can go anyway. Like I said, I can't even tell at this point. They might try to surprise us and, you know, try to do another confrontation, another public confrontation about that, you know, and then have it backfire again just to have something else happen.
I'm willing to bet if Hoban's side wins, like, both matches, you know, and it really hurts Egg Shake Company, that Sungjin's gonna tell his mom about Viral Hit or something, right? Because they made it an event of this happening, and I'm thinking, how does his mom not find out from somebody?
Yeah.
Like, I guess she just doesn't talk to people.
Yeah, she doesn't have any friends.
Like, but maybe if she gets, like, a checkup from the nurse, she's like, oh my gosh, like, your son is a badass. And she's like, what are you talking about? It's like, the YouTuber. And he's just like, oh yeah, I know he's on there, but wait, what does he do again?
Yeah, like she's gonna see it, or somebody's gonna show it to her. And you know what? I think that's pretty much what's bound to happen. Because what real connections, or who does she really end up actually talking to other than just that? But I don't know. I mean, Hoban could possibly be going with her to these visits, and then maybe he just gets recognized. So maybe it's not really like a nurse doing that. It's more like him being like caught up in the moment, and people are like recognizing him, and then like as he's not paying attention, somebody lets out, who are you gonna fight next? What are you gonna do next? And like mom's like, what?
The first thing they're gonna say is, oh, it's Hoban from Viral Hit. And then he's going to freak out and just say, oh, they mistook me for somebody else. And then his mom's going to look up Viral Hit. Because it's like, what is Viral Hit? And then also, like, wait, that sounds like Viral Hook. Like that thing I saw on Bomi's phone.
What do you think is going to happen with this whole foreboding, ominous thing? I don't know if you, like, paid attention, but Sang-hoon, he's counting on Hoban to win so that he can take control of that channel. And then something bad is going to happen. That's what he was, like, playing out in his mind when you read that, when I think it was chapter 71.
Well, I mean, that's him keeping his YouTube persona, right? He mentioned explicitly in public at the award ceremony he's a fan of Viral Hit and all of that stuff, and he's rooting for them to become a bigger channel. But I do think, there's more to it than that, like what you're saying, because obviously he didn't really care a whole lot. Well, he did care because Yoon's dad just said fuck off on the permits, but he doesn't really care about these people that work under him. He only cares about the numbers that their channels have.
Yeah, and no matter what, in any facet, whether he actually likes them or not, all of the contracts that he has is like, your YouTube channel is mine, or mine. Your YouTube channel is mine to do whatever I want with, however I want, whenever I want. Like, I can pretty much throw you. He's Griffith. Let's cut the bullshit. I'm raising my voice now. He's Griffith. It's Griffith.
Yeah. I also find it kind of weird. The winner gets to control the channel, kind of like, if we win, they're going to be fans of us, right? And I think, like, well, that's not really how it would be, though, right? Like, it's not like they're going to get, like, a bunch of new subscribers because they beat up somebody. Especially because, like, Jisoo himself, like, his channel's fun, and people would defend him. It's like, he hasn't done anything wrong because people don't remember about that stuff he did with that jujitsu girl. Yeah, and I just found that weird. I'm like, yeah, because subscriber count is power scaling, too, in this series, right? That's the weird part about it. But nevertheless, I'm looking forward to more, seeing what Hoban's going to do with the jujitsu. I mean, heck, even characters in the series is just like, yo, he's actually, like, a real fighter now. Like, this is pretty good.
The acknowledgement is nice.
And I gotta say, man, he went hard early on. Right.
Yeah,
as soon as he did that first knee kick, and then he just did the limit break, got his arms free, just started going.
Like I said, it's a good feeling. Don't get me wrong. I like not knowing. I like saying I don't know when it comes to this, because now we're finally at a point where every single chapter that's been coming out since like the past 2-3 weeks, 3 weeks since the last recording, it's a fucking banger, big banger, dude.
Nothing but bangers over here.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Bangers,
sir.
Bangers and fucking mash, my guy.
Yep, just like in his other work, which we'll get into, Lookism. Some good chapters here, too. I was bummed out that we didn't get the rematch right then and there, but I guess it is too early. Yeah, I was kind of surprised we didn't get it, but then here comes Gua's just like, you're 10 years too early, kid.
So you think he's gonna stay? You think he's gonna stay fat? I mean, you think he's gonna stay skinny?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
I
so.
hope so, dude.
But now, okay, let's stop talking about the gangs. Let's stop talking about the fighting, and let's start talking about
His weight
everything
problem?
else. No, not the weight problem. Okay, so what? He's gonna keep going. He's gonna use the James Lee body to go to school, right? And he's gonna use the other one to work. So now we have an actual little kid working overnight in a store. They're not even gonna fucking believe that this nigga is like able to work. One thing that I always thought was kind of weird is this like ugly fat Daniel looked of age. He looked like an adult.
It's because he was fat.
Yes, and he was ugly, so he looked like an adult.
Yeah, so you assume he's older. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
so now
that's
it's
called
like,
being fucked up, Oscar.
You know what? That's just how the world works, Danny. Okay. So anyway,
Hey, but I will say this though, it makes sense that oh, now that he's skinny and he's not as intimidating as his other body, that they would very prominently say like, oh, this guy's really short. But if you remember when he was hanging out with everybody when he was still fat,
Yeah,
he was like he was taller than Zoe, and I don't think Zoe's like 4 foot whatever it is.
He was not taller than Zoe.
Yeah.
Fucking lying to me.
What are you talking? Remember, she was like, "Wait, aren't you getting taller?" And that's like he's.
Yeah, you're getting taller, but not tall enough.
Yeah, that's when he stopped wearing his glasses.
She always bends down to talk to him.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, look, let me ask you this. Aside from that, I already kind of figured it out. I think that he's gonna quit working at the convenience store overnight, and he's
he doesn't work there anymore.
Shit, that was
he's a streamer
now. Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's streaming full time. I can also see him working for the modeling company, the good one, not the bad one.
I guess if they hit him up for it.
No. It's the one that the guy who was making the stuff out of the van. Remember, where he's just like, I don't want to wear those clothes. I don't want to work for you. I want to work for this guy.
Oh, that's right.
Remember, this guy's really humble. Yeah. So that guy, you remember, he's got to start a company now too. So I'm thinking, like he might end up modeling for him.
That was a long time ago, but yeah, I remember that.
And and what's his face? The little sister also models for that company too. So I'm having the feeling that even though that
yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, I just don't remember their name. That was a long time ago when that happened.
God, I really want to remember. I want to say it's not Kyle, but it starts with a K. He was the rich guy. Remember? Jay. Jared is Jay.
Jace?
No, just Jay. That's
Okay.
his name, Jay. Remember Jay's sister? She's the model.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm thinking that she's gonna have a crush on new Daniel.
On new Daniel?
On short Daniel. Yeah.
Yeah. Got
'Cause
these
they're-
Venn
they're-
diagram of harems going on with both of these bodies right here. I could see that because it looks like Daniel's going to be getting all the info he can, right? Because this is the end of Workers 3 Affiliates, and we see him leaving his house saying like, oh, time to get more info, time to look around. So he's going to be doing that while the other body goes to school. And it's also interesting we haven't seen him stream since he lost all the weight, so I wonder how that's going to affect his money. But we know he's hella stacked, and he still lives in that shit place, so I think he'll be okay.
But remember, there's a reason he has to stay there now, because now we know that house specifically was, what was it? Cho's house. It was Cho's house.
Yeah, that's where James Lee, Tom Lee, and one more person, yeah, like they were always there. I know what you're saying, Oscar, like story-wise, he has to stay there because of connections, but within the world, like Daniel, he doesn't have to stay living there. The only reason, well, I guess the only reason is to be there is because that's where his mom knows where he lives, and he doesn't want to worry her about much, so why move to somewhere that's more expensive to cause her to worry, kind of thing.
I really don't think that's completely true at this point. I think that there's a lot of things about that house that that they haven't revealed yet.
Daniel doesn't even know who used to live there. Like, only the audience knows that.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that real Daniel is gonna start noticing, or if not, be aware of. Well, probably with DG.
Yep.
With DG here being like, "Oh, you didn't know that this was here in this house that you've been here in the whole time. You weren't aware of like these things hiding in between the panels of your wall, or little things in between your roof, or underneath the fucking thing where that bitch was hiding, where her dirty diapers were. Like you never knew any of that."
I might have read a little bit ahead of Lookism.
Stop buying the passes, bro.
You gotta stop.
Dude, these are old
bro.
coins and they're gonna expire soon, so I gotta.
All right, well,
fucking
how
buckle
about
down,
you
dude.
just write notes per chapter then, so you don't get
Yeah,
lost.
that's a good idea.
There you go. I think that's too much, Oscar, of what you're saying. I think just having Daniel be in that room, that's only for the audience perspective. Like, that reveal, that's only for us. I don't think that has anything to do with the story. As far as his mom knows, he's still working at 7-Eleven. Like, he only got a part-time job, because remember, his main focus is school, because that's all she cares about for him, and he doesn't want her to worry and all that.
Is she still sending money over to him? Because I think that was also pretty important.
Pretty sure he told her not to worry too much about the rent, because he's taking care of it with the part-time job as well. And also because he's rooming with the other Daniel, so he's helping with rent. That was another big thing he brought up to her.
Yeah, where she visited.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thanks for being his friend. She somehow just like ran with the fact that his name was also Daniel, right?
I mean, everybody does. Everyone's like, oh, your roommate also has the same exact name as you? That's cool. Who would think that they have two bodies, right? Like, the only other people is that work with Cho and of course Crystal.
I can't even say that it's the same thing that applies to Crystal, because for Crystal, she convinced everybody that her bodies were sisters.
Yes, that she's like the younger or the twin sister. I forget which one it was.
Yeah, but they're also both named Crystal.
Well, did she say her name though? I don't. That's the part I don't remember, because remember she woke up in the wrong body and just went to school and she said, "Oh, my sister's sick. I'm here filling in for her."
I don't know if she actually ever mentioned her name in that episode.
Yeah, that was a long time ago too, so I don't really remember. Other stuff to point out as we wrap up these arcs, right, in the epilogue stuff here, was Vasco just wants to get stronger. We see Zach over here crying. He's like, "Fuck, man, why am I so weak?" He might not be weak anymore because, what do we keep saying? Like, yeah, how is Zach going to keep up? Because he only knows boxing. It's limited, right? Like you were saying, a lot of
Here
Oscar.
comes the redemption arc, baby. Vasco, Zach.
Ultra Instinct be kicking in, dude.
Bro, everybody's got the itch. Everybody's got the itch. Everybody takes a fat L and they're like, dude, how?
After seeing that chapter, I kind of already figured out what Zach's going to do. And just understand that he's not going to get any powerful, but he's going to get faster.
Well, yeah, he's having the Ultra Instinct.
When you say Ultra Instinct, I imagine that there's a level of power that comes with it. I just think that he's going to be extremely fast.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's going to tie in there, because it's just going to make his reflexes better too.
What is unfortunate is I think that with the way that the way that he was talking about his eyes, that every single time we see Johan now, like, it's probably going to get a little bit worse, a little bit more.
Oh, no doubt. For sure.
Degrade worse and worse time after time, faster and faster.
Yeah, I gotta say, I wasn't expecting that he was going to be going blind too. But I guess that makes sense because...
Wait, who?
Johan.
That was something that's been...
Yeah.
That's something that's been like a thing for a while.
Yeah, it's been happening.
You
remember?
I just don't remember that.
No, you remember when he met up with them at the stall, with the two guys from Hostel, I think it was.
Yeah.
Remember, like Zach met up with Johan, and he's like, "Time to go, Johan," and he's like, "Fucking make me." And then they fought right there, and that's where Zach found out that Johan was going blind because his mom had the same thing that he was. He kept missing his fucking hits, basically. Remember?
Yeah, I just don't remember all of that. Yeah. But you're right.
Aside from that, both of them get their haircuts from the mom. When Johan gets a haircut, she thinks that he's
somebody else, just some random person.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, not a random person. He thinks that she's Zach. He thinks that's Zach.
And that's why I think he kind of resents Zach. Now that you brought that point up, like it seems like Johan isn't just stubborn, doesn't want to go home. He actually kind of hates Zach a little bit because his own mom's telling Zach to take care of Johan. I don't know. It feels like Johan has a lot of pride for a god dog.
You think it still stems from that? I just think that he's just a loner.
Well, no, I mean it's a deeply psychologically rooted thing with Johan himself. Yeah.
And god dog isn't the cause. It's one of the reasons why he became the god dog, because like dogs are meant to be prideful.
Hey,
could just spit on my ass.
Quick question: whatever happened to his dog? I don't even remember.
Oh, he's still kicking.
Whose dog? Johan's?
Doesn't Daniel
Johan's
have
dog.
him?
No, that's a different dog.
You sure?
Daniel. Remember Daniel had like that golden retriever?
Yeah, I thought that was a dog.
No, his dog was a pit bull or like a Shiba. Yeah, Shiba. Shiba. Oh, hold on, let me see.
Shiba.
I'm pretty sure it was a pit bull.
Isn't it Jace? Jace had the dog.
No, Jace has the puppies, right?
Those puppies are from Jace and Johan's dog, because there's a shot of. It is Jace, right? That's the blonde guy.
Oh, J.O.? Jay?
No, Jace is the guy with the big ears.
You're
thinking of
detective. J.O. is Jay, the silent one? Yeah.
Yeah, the one that's gay for Daniel, yeah.
But he has all the puppies. He has the golden retriever puppies.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah, Johan's...
He's a character, bro. I need to see him again.
Yeah, the high school kids, they're just not important anymore. Yeah, that's right, the dogs were wearing the God dog hoodies.
He's got two dogs, Eden and Miro, but I don't know where they're at. I'm guessing they have to be with Tom Lee.
No, Johan hasn't had those dogs since God Dog disbanded. There's no way. Because we would have seen him when Zach found him collecting the sneakers because he was homeless pretty much the whole time. You would see these dogs with him, but they're just not relevant to the story anymore.
I feel like you see them pop in every now and then.
I mean, I don't remember seeing Johan with a dog in a good while.
I think Danny's right. They just got X out of the picture. They're no longer important.
I think that's a detail not a lot of people question. I think the bigger questions is where's everybody else? Like, my big question, of course, is where the fuck is Crystal at? When is she going to be relevant to the story again?
Probably now.
Yeah, I guess this tease of DG is that he's the main focus this next arc, right?
Now, the other thing that I would say to that is she primarily gets involved when Eli's baby is involved.
That's Mira, not Crystal.
Crystal also likes that baby.
Never met the... Well...
What do you mean never? They met. Yes, they have.
Yeah, but the babysitting thing, you're thinking of Mira.
Yeah, Mira used the babysitter. That's Zach's lady.
Hey, I was fucking right, you assholes.
What?
It says here, Yenna is shown to be fond of Crystal. This is also the reason why Crystal volunteered to take care of her while Eli worked. Crystal's the babysitter, like I said.
Now, I'll tell you this. I don't remember that at all.
Man, the baby looks like Mira.
The baby does look like Mira, you're right.
Yes.
There was that whole arc where the baby came in, where Zach's just like, when did you have a fucking baby?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Was looking good.
Okay, I think it's just fair to say that we should reread this.
Yeah. There's a lot of moving parts.
It's not like I'm going to have a bad time rereading this either.
But as we saw in these flashbacks, like, no, it's rough, but he wins his matches.
Well, he kind of like always loses on purpose, like for the most part.
No, he wins.
Is that? No.
The guy said like it's rough, but you win.
Fight.
He does drag the fight.
So he's like every time he gets into a fight with somebody, I feel like it's a way for him to kind of rebel. Like, like everybody wants to see a really good fight, but instead he's just gonna let somebody beat the shit out of him until he just gets tired of it and he's just ready to just like let it go.
But I'm looking forward to seeing which cast of the high school characters are gonna circulate in here with this arc. Well, I don't know. It could kind of go anywhere at this point, with the fact that YG,
DG.
Yeah, DG's in there, so it can really just go anywhere at this point. I wonder at which point are we gonna see concern from the high school characters with Daniel, because he's so focused on this that there's no breathing room, right? Like usually at this point I don't know how long this arc's gonna be in the next one, but usually there's like little breaks in between in Lookism, and now it looks like we're not even gonna be getting that because it's just like things gotta move now. I doubt Daniel really cares about school at this moment.
It's not gonna be slice of life anymore. It's just gonna be total like delinquent from here on out. I really feel that way. I think that the next time we see them all in class together, and you know what's funny is they always make a joke about this kind of shit, where if something hasn't happened in an extremely long time, they're gonna be like, "Wow, it feels like I haven't been to school in forever." You know what I mean? Like, what was the last time? Sometimes I don't even feel like we're high school students.
Yeah, so much has happened. Don't even know what's going on.
I mean, I can't. Don't get me wrong, because it's just like I definitely love where we're at. But if I had to choose what I'm more interested in at this time, even though I put in a lot more time, effort, and energy into Lookism, I'm sorry. I'm gonna probably take Viral Hit over this. Like, just in terms of what's going on and what could be. Like, I have so many ideas more about where this path is going for Lookism, something that I can probably predict a lot more than the complete opposite of what I was saying for Viral Hit, where I just don't know shit, and I'm just looking forward to every single second of it. You know what I mean?
Well, like we said, Lookism is going straight into the delinquent manga route, right? And we've read a good amount of those. And I think that's where that comes from. At least for me, anyways, when it comes to Lookism.
Right, no, yeah, I agree with you. It's exciting. You know, yeah. There's always so many ways that you can kind of take this kind of drama and kind of roll with it. And they have a lot of adult themes here in Lookism, and I feel like it only gets... It gets progressively, steadily and progressively dangerous. Mm-hmm. You know, worse. You know, and I'm like, oh wow. You know, because we saw like Hostel, and it's just like, okay, you're slinging underage girls, and now it's like Workers. Okay, now you're slinging and drugging underage girls and celebrities and blackmailing them. It's just like, what? Like, you don't think that you can get any worse, and then surprisingly, somehow it does get worse. Or actually, surprisingly, unsurprisingly, it gets worse.
I gotta say, one of my favorite moments from these chapters was probably in the little flashback with Samuel, as we find out, like, oh, he knew where Sino was the whole time. And, like, he probably actually talked to him quite frequently from what we saw.
Oh my god. Yeah, because he was...
Don't trust Samuel.
That last panel.
Yeah. And, yeah, my favorite part was just like, hey, man, I was part of Big Deal, too. And he's like, Sino looks at him, he's like, who are you? Or, like, you were? Kind of thing. And Samuel brushes off like, oh, he's losing his memory because of this drug. But to me, the way I took that is Sinu understood Samuel and is like, oh, he was never really a part of Big Deal.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
he never thought about Big Deal. He thought about himself.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. So I like that part a lot.
He's still active, even though he's broken and beaten.
I thought he was going to lock up Zach down there.
Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of things could have happened. I'm like, Samuel's fucking unpredictable, dude.
Yeah, he's only doing it for himself, right? Like, when we got that look of like, oh, actually, he has an opportunity to do something here. It's like, now he's only using Zach for his advantage. Not Zach. He's using Jake for his advantage. So that's another thing, too. I wonder if we're going to keep seeing Jake Kim in the limelight here, now that kind of his and Daniel's paths aren't crossing after this point. At least right now. I wonder if we're going to still keep seeing him be prevalent in these chapters.
Did Daniel successfully take care of that girl? The one that, like, lives next to him? She was kidnapped, right?
I guess she's fine, right? Because Daniel would have made a big deal about it. Because I'm forgetting who Logan's holding. Like, I know it's Vivi, but who I already forgot his name. Zhao Shen,
Zhao Long.
Mm-hmm.
Zhao Long.
Yeah, Zhao Long.
That's who he's holding, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then never mind. I was gonna say like maybe that's the girl because no, she wouldn't even be there. She stayed in the room.
Yeah, she stayed in the room. I'm pretty sure they saved her. He
That's right.
Took her out already. So.
I forgot. Yeah, I forgot because Daniel climbed the goddamn windows.
Everybody
outside.
left with the L and sore asses.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you this: I'm pretty sure she'll be popping up
Nobody
this
won.
arc because now because she lives next door, she's the new hot thing that's gonna fall for Daniel or whatever. And,
I think she might be a freshman with Joy. She's not of the same age or grade as Daniel specifically. She looked a lot younger, so I think she might be in Joy's class, or she might not even be in the fashion department. She might be in a different department altogether, like the beauty department. I remember a long while back. I was talking about like the mystery threat that Logan had. I don't remember if you remember, but Logan was forced out of that city for some unknown reason. He fucked up on such a big scale that somebody was coming after his ass, and he's like, I get the fuck out of here.
Well, you talking about the reason why he went to the school Daniel's at now, like the transfer?
No.
Yeah, yes, that is what I'm talking about. He was threatened out of that city, out of his school. Somebody way, way powerful. That's why he teamed up with Goo. Because he's like, I'm going to get this nigga on my back so that way I can get that other guy off my back. And I'm thinking we're getting closer to a point where once the thing with the four big major cruisers is done, there has to be another something more, right? It's like,
I don't think so.
You really don't think so? I mean, like, there's still so many loose ends, like the rival company for Choa. Remember the one that hired what's her face to train Daniel?
Sophia Alexander.
He's gonna need to get a use out of that, and he's also gonna try to find out what Cho is hiding. And he doesn't realize it, but him being in that same house where Cho used to do his thing, like he's on the cusp of understanding something that that Cho never wanted to get out. You know what I mean? And I feel like he can use that to his advantage. And I'm not entirely sure, but whatever kind of like invisible threat that made Logan run away, I think that will be of use to James and Daniel and everybody else. Like, I think it's one of those enemy of my enemies is my ally type shit.
I don't know, as far as like other factions that Daniel's gonna have to face, I think there's not gonna be any more surprises because we would have seen it already, unless like the 10 geniuses have their own stuff that's gonna be coming in when eventually they become relevant to the story. Let's move on to God of High School, and all I really have to say is, okay, yeah, now the brakes are really off now that Mori Jin is here, because yeah, everything popped up so fast. They took care of pretty much all the other underlings, right? All the other animals that were working under Mubong. Like, all taken care of.
They dispatched his disciples.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Rion came back.
Disciples, Guardios.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess he just wasn't dead.
Yeah, I guess he was just in a state of unliving.
He was just in standby mode or something. Yeah.
Well, it was more like he's like, your voice brought me back. Like I recognized you when I heard your voice.
Plus, I think I don't know if he said the rabbit or the deer had something to do with him, like not being alive. I think it was the deer.
The deer, yeah, it had to be the deer. Yeah, and hey, cool that Uma is still alive, because she looked hella dead when we saw her.
Oh yeah.
I really, really do like Mira. Like Mira right now is just like fucking awesome, dude. I didn't see it coming when it came to Mira and the whole thing with Tam. Like everybody else was just like, okay, cool, you know. But like when I saw that she not only gets to have Zagatha's blade, but also can infuse it with Tam, I'm like, oh my gosh, you just keep getting better.
Yeah, was not expecting that stuff to pop up. That was cool. Yeah, hers, the way she did that and the way Dawei just came in and just like, actually, you know what? No, let me get close and really punch you, dude. Like, I don't want no excess damage coming in here, but yeah, and then now that he owns the book, so that's pretty cool. Which I thought, did that feel like a comedic thing to you guys when the deer was like, prove to me you're my master, and he's like, what? Dawei just says, huh?
Right.
And he's like, oh, okay, yeah, you're the new master, sorry.
Yeah, like he was like intimidated by him in his spirit or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
What does the book do? I don't remember.
The book has all the spells and stuff that the deer was using. Like, all of his attacks came from that book, pretty much. So if Dawei understands it, then he will also be able to do what he was doing. Oh, and I gotta say, man, the designs were hella strong for these final transformations for these guys.
The deer was my favorite.
Yes. I mean, I like the bone stuff that Ryong had, but yeah, the deer is up there for me.
It was just his eyes, really, that kind of sold it to me.
Yeah, fucking lifeless and dead. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Okay,
It's like the Winter Lanterns with eyes from fucking Bloodborne, dude. They're just looking anywhere.
Have you ever seen a real life goat?
Yeah, bro.
Seen a real life goat? Have you ever seen the motherfucker's eyes, bro?
It's lifeless, bro. They're like, I will
Dude.
eat your children and then lick your finger later.
Well, their eyes, I don't know if like their pupils are like rectangles.
Yeah, Sage Mode.
You know what I mean?
From
It's
Naruto.
like it's crazy. It's crazy scary, bro. It was kind of like, all right. Like,
they're sideways
if you were real,
to look at them, to look at their behind when they're eating, so that just in case.
That's right.
I'd be like, if you were real, bro, like that shit would scare me for real.
Yeah, goats are real, dude. Newsflash.
You know what I mean? Like a goat man, like a goat.
The
centaur,
goat man?
like the fucking deer.
Ozone?
Ozone.
Bro. Smelling like pennies? You better fucking not talk to anybody, dude.
4 Pillars of Fate.
The deer reminded me of like a Vicar Amelia or like the cleric beast from Bloodborne, because it's just dark magic, man. It's that freaking black magic voodoo shit. That's
pretty cool.
Yeah, bro. Like the fact that he the whole time, I don't know, dude. I don't even remember what was going on. I guess the whole time Morijin was coming in and fucking up, and a little before that, I guess he was already like preparing another spell or whatever during the whole time, or like he's like, the requirements have been met. I'm like, well, what the fuck requirements, dude? For what? I think it was Daiwi who took the book, and he's like, oh. He's like, are you worthy? And he just looks, the book is like, are you worthy? Like the fucking Nine Tails in the book. It's like, are you worthy? And then I just love how easy it was for him. He just looked at the fucking, and the beast, and then he's like, granted!
Yeah, that was funny.
That was great.
And the deer makes the comment right after saying that all of that was stupid because it happened so fast.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with you on the whole comic relief thing for that.
That was great. It's like peppered in. It's perfect. There is some shit going on right now, though. Like they're trying to break the old Earth out of the I guess the spell, right? The deer spell.
Oh yeah, that's what they're trying to do, because he was going to crush the planet, right? Because Mubon couldn't do it. Everybody was holding on to make sure it didn't get destroyed and all that. But yeah, really great moments too here with Ryong and Mori Jin, as we understand more about Mori in these chapters, or at least like his prior life when he was an asshole for the most part, right? When he started the war and all that with the blue eyes.
Yeah.
Really good moments there. And then, yeah, him changing into Mori Jin mode out of Mori Dan, as Dawei explains, like, well, you see, in a video game, if he gets all the XP and then he levels up, well, let's just say he's going to be really, really strong.
What if, and Mira's like, what if there was a character who can switch back and forth from being OP to being, like, normal? And then cut to Mori just wrecking shit.
Yeah, to the point where even Mubong noticed, right? As he,
Oh my God.
You see him for like one panel.
It was great. Just the moment his hair turned black, Mubong is like, who the fuck?
It's like, what now? I'm almost done.
I'm kind of glad it's not who we think he was, like, behind the mask.
I was about to say that, yeah.
Just a smaller character, like, from the past, pulling some Piccolo shit to Gohan on fucking Morijin when he was a baby. Just leaving him in the den of monsters and then coming back later to find him just eating a meal. Now the monsters are scared of him. It's not what Gohan did, but it's pretty much like Dad of the Year. Like, here, I'm gonna throw you with these animals, survive, and then we'll see. I could be wrong, but it feels like we don't have to go too in depth with this character, because everything that's going on right now is like in this flashback is pretty much cut and dry, you know.
Yeah, we got everything we needed, right? So this character used to be Mori's teacher when he was born, who was like an ancient god. I forgot, you pronounced it right, Oscar. What was it again?
Subhuti?
Subhuti? Yeah.
Subhuti?
Subhuti? Yeah.
Hooty-hoo! Some booty? No, Subhuti.
Oh, Subhuti?
Subhuti, yeah. Yeah, he's coming in here and... Like, we haven't seen this guy before, right?
No.
I'm not forgetting things. We don't have to go through that whole thing again.
Nah.
With this one.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, to be fair, he was probably there when we were still looking at Gaia. You know, like when they were just going over that whole thing with Gaia, when they first divulged into, you know, God's coming. He was probably there. I mean, we probably like saw a glimpse of him and thought, hey, cool, you know, there's this fucker, like whatever. He wasn't gonna stand out. I mean, he has literally the same colored hair as the king, so it really didn't fucking matter. But one thing that does kind of like interest me though is he brings up this like ancient god, you know. So there were, you know, the spiritual gods from the heavenly realm, the gods in the living realm, which is him and Gaia. But I mean, what other kind of ancient god existed? I wonder.
It's whatever this power Tagatha has, isn't it?
Well, that's the supreme god. That's like the god of gods.
Wouldn't
that's
that
something
be it,
that
though?
I don't really think has even been existing yet. It's like one of those Ragnarok things where it's a prophesized thing, so everyone knows it's going to happen, just no one's aware of how it happened. You know who I think is another ancient goddess is Festus, the one that made the armor and the blade for Tagatha. I think she might be one too. But I mean, we all know what happened to her, unfortunately. I'm super excited for, you know, this coming chapters right here. I feel like Mubong is going to have to move out of the castle. You know, he's going to have to just basically start doing shit himself. He has such fluidity and control, Moridan, over the you know, the, what are they called? UEGs?
The power
Yuichis?
poles, basically.
Yois?
The power poles, yeah.
Yeah.
All 120. Is it like 120 or more, or something like that?
That's a lot.
Now, the only one that he's missing at this point is Ryong's and Subhuti's, because I think Subhuti has one too.
Oh, I don't know about that part. But yeah, he doesn't have Ryong.
Could it be
It's not the thing he's using right now, is it?
No.
I don't think so, no. Yeah.
I think Subhuti is using like a regular staff, but I also believe that he has a dragon rib. I don't know if he has Ryong's. You know, I just get the assumption because he taught him so much
That he would have
you
one?
know that he would also have one.
That makes
That he would know he would be trained in the staff, you know.
I really liked how Mori used the staffs in these chapters. Especially how he took out...
Fuck up. Bamto?
Yeah,
With
not
the-
Bam. Well, Bamto too, but also the deer guy as well.
Yeah, that was...
When he created his own
Oh my
staff.
god, that was fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just stop! And he's like, get bigger and heavier.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, just makes him hold it. He's like, I can fucking like.
He's like, can you? Man, remember the giant Yowie that was stuck in the ground for like the longest time?
Yeah,
It was actually.
it was half. It was half
a
a one.
fraction.
It was a chunk.
It was a chunk. I wouldn't even say it's a half. It was definitely a
Yeah.
chunk.
It's awesome. Now we have like 120 of them, and they're all different, like different element based, just different like. Dude, there's a fucking shadow one. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was cool. The different element stuff. Yeah. Well, even how he positioned, like, he found clever ways to use him without straining his body.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like how he had two set up to hold one while he would shrink and expand it to attack Bamto.
Oh yeah.
Hey, it was cool, man. We saw Bake again, and he was right where we last saw him, in space.
Hell yeah. Elon Musk out here.
For a moment, I thought he was actually talking to Iplio. Right? Because it's just like, oh, is this guy really alive? But no. Like, that also implies, like, he's just dead, too. But it was cool to see him come back, but don't know how much he's going to be doing.
And what for?
I doubt anything, right? Because, yeah, he's like, man, fuck that. I'm going to stay out here, dude.
Yeah, I wonder what's gonna happen, because he says he has, like, all the pieces are in place. So I'm like, for what? Because this dude has been around since chapter 1.
Mm-hmm.
He's always been, like, the I don't want to say cunning, but, like, the planner for, like, some shit. I mean, the only thing he didn't plan for was Uma. And then everything else is kind of like, alright, let me put this IQ 200 to work.
Yeah, I think his job's quote-unquote done for now. Because now all that's left is Mori to fly over to this planet and just punch Mubong a bunch. That's kind of pretty much it, right?
Nope. Remember, there's the chalice. Chalice has one more good use, or supposedly, the chalice can be used again. And I have a feeling that's why.
Oh, yeah. That's
Well,
probably
we don't even know
part
where
of,
it is, though.
Dude, that's probably...
The chalice is on the moon.
Yeah, it's probably Bike's plan. He's probably
No,
gonna-
is it on the moon? Because remember, Iplo and them had it on Earth. And they were going to use it when shit was hitting the fan hard. That's the last time we saw it.
Well, the only other thing that I can imagine is
Yeah,
that...
if anything, it'd be with Dean and Sujin Lee. That's probably where it would be at, if I had to guess.
It's probably with them, yeah.
Then the only thing that I can imagine is that the moon somehow is going to charge... Oh, okay, I got it. Maybe...
The orbital cannon?
Hold on, wait. Maybe... Because Tagatha was laying on the backside of the moon for so long that there's some sort of god or spiritual residue or, resonance that's on the moon. And that because of all of the machinery and stuff like that, somehow he harnessed that energy and can, like, basically fire it back in the chalice
there's
to
going
reactivate
to
it.
be half a moon. It's going to be the Eclipse Cannon. It's going to be Space Colony Arc all over again. You're going to see 2 hedgehogs just go for a fucking dragon. One of them fall to the earth and die. That's what's going to happen.
Is that what happened to Shadow?
Yeah. Or supposedly. Supposedly he died from the crash. But I don't know.
Well, I mean, that does explain Sonic
That's
Hero.
what I'm saying, right? And Shadow the Hedgehog.
Shadow the Hedgehog is after Sonic Adventure 2?
Yeah.
I'll be damned.
Yes, sir. That the enigma of Shadow will be discussed in a different podcast, because there's a lot I could fucking like.
Oh, is there a lot, buddy boy?
Yeah, buddy.
I'm ready, man. I'm ready. Yeah, we could definitely get into that. So yeah, man, I think all in all, as Gotta High School is finally getting to that peak that we were waiting for. It's
Yes.
it's definitely serving a lot more than what we were hoping for, which it only makes me think how much higher can we climb now. Like the precipice has yet to be reached, because after the 4 disciples, what's left? It's just gonna be Mubong, and then probably the Supreme God.
The kid, the baby.
The baby might be a sacrifice, or the baby might be a bane towards Mubong.
Nobody even knows the baby's alive.
Except for Seo and Ajin.
What I mean is Mori doesn't know, and Mubong definitely doesn't know. So having him pop up left field, I mean, that could be a thing, but I would say, yeah, maybe Tagatha kind of takes over, because we did see him again and the little flashback stuff, so that could hint at something. But yeah, like I said earlier, like the brakes really are off now of how fast they took care of things down here. Now that Mori's back, and it's like, okay, now we could get to the final stretch of the final chapter of the final arc of this series.
It's like 2.835.
So heck yeah, again, another slew of chapters, all great stuff. Always looking forward to more out of these series. And I think we can wrap up here for the night. So thank you guys for listening as always. If you have any questions or comments, did we get shit wrong because we can't reread all the time? You could send us an email to unversedpodcast@gmail.com if you have any questions or comments. And then you can follow us on social media at unversedpodcast anywhere you go. And we'll let you know when those chapters drop. Or when those episodes drop. Thank you guys. We'll catch you on the next one.